who will be taking this forward from here. So over to you, Neetu ji. Please come forward and show your presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vinny ji, for so nice words and such a beautiful introduction to the topic. And I would really like to see the fathers, because I really want to thank them actually, because they know they are important, but they still want guidance, right? That is why they are in this meeting. And I really want you to make a video appearance on video so that we can see you and we can really communicate with you in a better way by the time I share my slides. Just give me a minute and I'll just share my slides. Yeah. I hope I'm visible. My slides are visible.
Yes.
Fine. Right. So this is what role of father during golden period, what we think. But fathers are much, much, much more important than our perceptions are. Just like Viniji said, that in Indian context, whenever we talk about preconception, pregnancy, and infancy, it is primarily responsibility of the mother, women around, and father is a kind of bystander or maybe a supportive role. And actually fathers are not able to understand how should I support? What is my role? And it is sometimes becomes confusing in our infrastructure. So today we are going to discuss this in greater detail as per medical point of view, as well as from spiritual point of view. So in the phase one, we are going to discuss that what a doctor says. What a doctor says a father's role during this thing, what we can see, visible plane, what is the role of father in the practical sense. The role which we can all feel, in the sense we can all see, father is needed here. We can all touch, we can all hear. So in the physical plane, what we can appreciate, that is the phase, that is the plane we are going to discuss in next 10 to 15 minutes. That what is your role as a father during pregnancy, preconception, and infancy. That means the first 1,100 days. So can I ask that what is the general perception? Can I ask the fathers that what do you think is your role during preconception, pregnancy, and infancy? Can anybody will unmute themselves, or they can put in the chat box, whatever. I just wanted to know that what do you think is your role during preconception, pregnancy, and infancy? Aditya, will you just... Yes, yeah, please.
Just eager to share a couple of views that I have. First of all, thank you, ma'am, for the invite, and to Vardhan particularly. And coming to the topic, it feels our more is more about providing this kind of psychological support, because I understand the pain that a woman is going through at this point, the kind of changes, hormonal, physiological. No one can endure it. At least as a guy, as a person, as a man, it will not be feasible for me to understand, even though in whatever words I try to describe that how close I am to someone. But yes, only she bears it, and she is aware of what's going. She has been going through. So the best I could provide, or a guy could provide, is in terms of the emotional support that one can.
I agree with you, but I think you have much more role than that. I'm sure about it. Okay. And after listening to this, you will definitely appreciate that what is your role and what more you can do. Okay. Let me move to Nikhil.
Yes, ma'am.
Nick, do you want to say anything?
Like it's a broad term. Like I just not sure what exactly to tell.
Okay, not a problem, not a problem, because that is why we have taken this topic, right? If the things are very clear, we probably won't take this topic for today's discussion, right? So what is general perception as in the community and in the mindset of the people is preconception query nil role. I mean, what should we do? Preconception, 3 months before conception, what can I do for my child, right? And pregnancy, yes, as Aditya has said, that we have to emotionally support the wife because we do not know what kind of pain she is going through, what kind of feelings she is going through. So we need to support the wife, right? During delivery, probably waiting outside the labor room, anxiously moving up and down. That is what a husband's role is. General perception, right? And during infancy, probably playing with child. So that is what we assume, and that is what is in our mindset. But let me tell you that father and mother together, they make the baby. So they definitely have 50% role, right? Even from the genetics point of view also, you are responsible for 50% of the build, what the baby is being made up of. And the role which father has, it is his own role. It cannot be replaced by the mother. Because in our human society, males and females, they are equal part of their all the projects. And they are equal, but they are not the same. So the male part cannot be done by the woman. Woman's part cannot be done by the boy. So you have your own role in very, very important way, right? So let us move. What do you want in preconception from us? You will ask me, what do you want? What is my role in preconception, right? So as we say that baby is going to come in your life and we need to prepare ourselves. So first step in the preconception is baby should not come by accident. Like most of the people, most of the pregnancies, most of us, we have felt that suddenly baby comes because we have not prepared ourselves. We have not planned actually. When we think about a baby, it should come in a planned way, and at least 3 months before, we should prepare ourselves physically, mentally, and emotionally. Physical preparation as for the woman, same way it is needed for the boys also. It is needed for the would-be fathers as well. Now you will ask me what kind of physical preparation you want from my side, right? So as you said that the baby is formed by the fusion of sperm and egg, and the good quality seeds will be made in a physically sound body and mind. So what a doctor's advice will be, if you're a smoker, stop smoking, because smoking does affect the quality of sperms and even the number. No alcohol. That is again physically not good for your body. And if your body is not sound, probably it is going to affect the quality of upcoming sperm or upcoming baby. Prepare yourself mentally. You need to be preparing yourself for a big, big responsibility in an enjoyable way. It is not that something has come suddenly in the way and now you will look for it. No, it is not. You need to be preparing yourself mentally. See, I have now done this much. Now we are both preparing ourselves. Our little baby is going to come. So we need to plan for him. We will lead our pregnancy in such a way. We will try to educate him. We will take the best care. All those things. We will prepare ourselves financially as well. We will plan the whole thing. So the whole thing has to come with preparation. Plan for your baby, every little thing. How you will conceive, how you will spend those 9 months, how you will appreciate the first movement of the baby, how you are going to train your baby, what kind of more resources you will look for so that your journey of pregnancy as well as parenting is beautiful. Now coming to the pregnancy. Many times, when the couples come to us for advice, they are so much stressed about their jobs, their relationships, their money, their career. I will like to say only one thing. Once the baby has come into your life, baby is first and rest, everything is second. Everything is second. You cannot ask someone else to be responsible for spoiling your moments with your baby. Because those 9 months will never come back. So be a part of journey from the beginning. Enjoy the moments from discovering to know that you are pregnant. Enjoy all those moments. Even though wife is having some vomiting, some nausea, some back cramps, some hunger pangs, some mood swings, fine. It is all your baby is making her to do that. So you need to support her. Believe me, with your support, I'm saying that positive support, not getting stressed about it, right? So you need to mold yourself. You need to say, okay, nothing, don't worry. We will go through it. It's okay. It is our baby only. With that kind of support, all those physical symptoms will come down. Develop patience. Many things you will, in general response, you will say, oh, I can't tolerate that. I can't bear that. You need to develop patience because that is going to be useful later also, when your baby performs all those things. So baby is preparing you from the beginning itself for that, right? So during pregnancy, what you need to do is you need to enjoy the moments, you need to support the mom, and you need to develop patience. And whatever comes, my baby comes first, that dialogue has to be there on your screensaver or on your vision board. Okay? Now, coming to the antenatal crafting. Nowadays, most of the hospitals, when you go, there are usually classes for the pregnant couples to prepare themselves physically, mentally, and all those things. So go for those classes. Don't think that these classes are only for women. No. If you know also, you will be able to support your wife. You will be able to appreciate what all things she is feeling. Because as a young father, we do not expect you to know everything, right? So as for the mother, it is all new. For you also, all the experiences, all the changes are absolutely new. So you need to know about that. You need to go for regular checkups for your wife and for your baby so that you can keep a check that how much your baby is growing. Is your wife having any medical problems, or do we have to do anything for that? In our previous sessions, we discussed about birthing classes. We need to prepare ourselves from the very beginning, probably from the second trimester itself, for planning our birthing. And there are special classes for that, where husband and wife both should attend those classes so that they know how to go through that period of labor and birthing, which is the most difficult and painful thing. But with the cooperation, with the knowledge, with support, everything will be sailing through nicely. And the whole process of birthing will come out to be a beautiful experience. During labor time, what is your responsibility? Of course, you have to do a lot of going up and down, lot of things, lot of support, driving, bringing things here and there. But then what we want is husband is the best companion during labor time. If you have attended the labor classes, birthing classes, you know how to support your wife. And there cannot be any better companion than husband during that time. So you should prepare to support the mom during birthing. You should prepare yourself. And what during infancy? When your baby comes into your arms, what should I do now? I have heard, okay, preconception, yes, pregnancy, okay, fine. Infancy, what should I do now? Infancy, there is a lot more work. Everybody knows that, right? So you should keep a record of growth, medical checks, vaccination cards. You should go on the visits and see that your baby is growing well or not. Make sure that feeding is good. Feeding is not only mother's responsibility, but also father's. Of course, mothers do breastfeed, but then during feeding, she needs a lot of support. Then when she's sleeping, make sure that she sleeps well, because once the mother sleeps enough, lactation will be smooth. But if she doesn't get enough rest, she may have less milk. So make sure she gets enough rest, gets enough support, and support mom properly, in the sense that, wait a minute, that same thing, make sure that mother rests. And with this, I will move to the phase 2. But before I may move to phase 2, that is the spiritual plane, I just want to open the forum for any questions, medical questions or anything, so that I can clarify. Yeah, Jagriti, can you see the chat box? Chat box, nothing is there.
Yeah, chat box is there.
Yeah, so you can put your questions in the chat box if there's any specific doubts you have, or any particular medical doubts you have, and then only we will move to the spiritual plane.
You can ask the questions, or you can just write it in your chat box.
Hello.
Yeah, please speaking.
Yeah, ma'am, it's Nikhil. So is
Nikhil,
it possible
yes,
to have is it really necessary to have symptoms like vomiting, nausea, and everything? Like, what will be the percentage with
see,
these symptoms, without
all
these
the pregnancies do not end up in nausea and vomiting. But as we have told in our previous sessions, what happens is a lot of hormonal changes happen in the mother's body in the first 3 months, when the baby is just making his place. Okay. So that time, few hormones are getting secreted. And because of that hormones, the mother starts having some vomiting and some nausea. But that usually subsides by 12 weeks. So during that time, we should not be very, what do you say, that very stressed. Okay. Jagriti, can you please mute somebody? And one advice I would like to give you is there is a difference between being careful and stressed. Okay. So do not cross that boundary of from careful to stress. You should be careful. Yes, you should look into whatever your doctor has advised, and you should just go through that. But do not be stressed. When a doctor says that you may have this, that means you have not have this, you may. But what happens is most of the parents, they get worried. Oh my God, if I have this, what I will do? If I have this, that doesn't help. This is your journey, your own journey. You, your wife, and your baby. It is up to you how much you enjoy it. If you want to keep it stressed, keep it too careful, keep it too much perfect, and wanting to do the best, and in order to do the best, you become so stressed that you lose the essence of the journey, that doesn't serve the purpose, right? So yes, vomiting is there. How much percent? I can't off late. I can give you the figure. Maybe Nishiji will come and answer you. But when vomiting is there, it can be very well settled. It can be very well. There are few ways by which we usually advise to the mothers that you will not have much nausea and vomiting. When early morning, when you get out of the bed, before getting out of the bed, you have something, some biscuits, 1 or 2 biscuits and all, that will reduce your hunger pangs and vomiting. And if it is too much vomiting, we may give the medicine. But otherwise, most of the times, it just settles down. But if you, during that time, if you develop a love towards your baby is making you do that. It's okay. Don't worry. It will settle down. Your mind, your emotions will definitely affect your body and it will settle. But if you remain stressed, probably it will go up. That is how our body and mind work. So we need to be supportive, but we need not to be stressed at all. Because believe me, 95% of the pregnancies, they go absolutely smooth. Medically, there is not much problems. It is all, we have made it up because so much checkup, so much visit, so much things. We have made it up because with little advices only we become stressed. And that is how the things have become like now. Okay. I hope I have answered you, Nikhil.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. So I think we are ready to move to the next plane. Can you raise your hands? How many of you are interested in knowing the spiritual plane, role of father? Okay, so many, right? So that's good. All of them, right? Very good. Thank you. So let us start the phase 2. Universal plane. Do you see this image? What is this image? Can you tell me? Can you tell me what is this image? This is an aerial view of a particular place. So when you are in this place, you will not actually know this river, right? And if you are in this river, you will not know that this place is also there. But both of them exist at the same time in some different locations, right? So when you are father and you are in that physical plane, you really do not know, unconsciously or subconsciously, you are so much contributing to the development of your baby. When you look from a plane, then only you know, okay, my God, this is the way things are happening. And this is the way things happen. And then only we get to know, okay, this is the thing. So in that universal plane, we are going to discuss that what is the role of father, right? Now, what do you want? You want to start this session by a story or by a question? What do you want? Just give me votes or put in the chat box. What do you want? Story? You want to listen to a story or you want to listen to a question?
Yeah, ma'am. Everybody wants to listen a story first.
Acha, okay, theek hai. Okay, done. So the story is about this one. Can you see that what this image is about? This story is about Pandavas. When they were going through jungle and suddenly Draupadi, she feels very thirsty. And then they say, okay, there is a pond nearby. And then they first sent Sahadev. Okay, please go and bring some water. He goes, he doesn't come back. Nakul goes, he doesn't come back. Arjuna and Bhim also go, they don't come back, and Yudhishthira gets worried. And when Yudhishthira goes, then as soon as he starts drinking the water, suddenly Yaksh, he comes. And he says, you have to answer my questions, then only I will let you drink the water. And he asks lots of questions to Yudhishthira about dharma. And because Yudhishthira being expert in dharma, he answers all the questions. He says, what is the ultimate reality? Death is the ultimate reality. What is the most surprising thing? People know that they want to die, but still they want to survive and they believe into that. That is the most surprising thing. So many questions he asked, right? Then he says, what is heavier than earth? And what is bigger than Akasha? He says, mother. Mother is heavier and bigger than earth. And father is bigger and stronger than Akasha. So now you understand your role. Where do you stand? You are much bigger than Akasha, the whole universe. And Akasha has everything: sun, moon, stars, planets, galaxies, Vayu. Everything is there. So you have everything. So coming to the question, I will just ask you to put in the chat box only one, there will be lots, but there will be one quality, the most commonly you associate in you, which is because of your father. What has your father given you, which you think it is because of him only? Just put in the chat box.
This is a time for all of you to introspect and
You
understand.
will think lot of things, right? When you look at your personality, when you look at your way of working, when you look at your way of behaving with the people, so many things, right? So many things you say, oh, I do exactly like my father. I do exactly like my mother says that you are exactly like him. Okay, just tell me what is there in the chat box. Jagriti ji, can you tell me?
Yes, ma'am. So one is honesty, life, willpower, body.
That's great.
Yeah.
So do you think that your father has started contributing only after you have understood him, or only when you have become to consciousness? No. He has been contributing these qualities to you probably in your golden period, when you were in that phase. Okay. So let us start one more question. What is the term for expecting father, which you think? Because English is a very funny language. Nowadays we all speak in English now. So matlab, English mein what do you say? Ki we are expecting, we are pregnant, or what is it? Can you tell?
Expectant father, Aditya has written.
Okay.
Any other?
Expectant father. Actually, it is difficult to answer, because when we were also doing this course and same question has been asked to us, and we couldn't find answer to this question because we do not have appropriate term for this particular thing. So I will tell you. In Hindi also and Sanskrit also, you say Garbhavati, right? Garbhavati Mahila. And in Sanskrit, there is a term called Garbhavan. Garbhavan. That is an appropriate term for expectant father. And that is the beauty of our ancient Indian wisdom. They have given the roles for each and every person, given the names as well. So with that, we will start. Where do you stand in your role as a father is this. Do you know that? This is the truth which we see outside. Everybody speaks about mother, baby, and all. But this is what is your role. You are like Akasha, who embrace, envelop everything. Envelop the dharti with all his sons and daughters. So, who are our universal parents? Akasha and Prithvi. Mother is like Prithvi. Mother is like soil, which supports your seed. And you are like Akasha, which embraces and envelops the whole thing. If we go deep down and we understand ourselves in a better form, is we are all made up of 5 koshas. Annamaya kosha is our body, which we are most of the times, we know about it. We know that we are made up of our body, which we can see, we can touch, we can hear, we can do everything. So that is what Annamaya kosha. But we are much more than our Annamaya kosha. Second layer is Pranamaya kosha, that is emotional energy, emotions, prana, breath. And the third layer is Manonamaya kosha, that is our mind, thoughts, ideas. And the last 2 layers are, one is subconscious mind, that is Vijnanamaya kosha, and Anandamaya kosha. They are very subtle layers. So, as per our ancient Indian wisdom, we are made up of 5 koshas, 5 elements. That means earth, water, fire, air, and space. And we have 5 senses. So if we, medical speaking, we just treat the body and little bit mind also. But from medical scientist point of view, we actually do not know how to deal with Vijnanamaya kosha or Anandamaya kosha or even Pranamaya kosha also. We know how to treat the body. If the body is having this, you give this medicine. If the body is having this, you give this medicine, right? But if you say to me that father is Akasha, father is connected to the baby spiritually, he gives you stability and protection, and he is that energy which is called as masculine energy. Strength, force, power, stability. That is associated with Akasha. And in the physical plane, we think, okay, baby is connected to the mother, so mother is fully responsible. But if I tell you that except for body, you are connected to him in all other layers. All other layers, you are connected to the body, connected to the baby in the same manner as the mother is. So your role is much more important. You are connected to his emotions. You are connected to his mind. You are connected to subconscious mind, right? So in the preconception time, you are spiritually connected to the spirit baby. You are same way responsible as the mother in inviting the baby in getting connected to the spirit baby. Only thing is you need to be aware of it and you need to know how to communicate with your baby. But you are connected. There is no doubt about it. You are connected to your spirit baby. In the preconception and pregnancy, what do we expect from the fathers? Is you are an equal part of the first sanskara. First milestone of one's life is Garbhadhan Samskara. Garbhadhan means at the time of conception. That is the time which has to be prepared and planned. Then only you go for that first milestone of your baby. So you need to plan it well. You need to prepare yourself emotionally and mentally and go for the conception because it is a sacred act. Just like you go to your temple, you remove your chappals, you wash yourself, you go inside, pray to him to come to your mind, to come to your home. Same way, the conception has to be taken as a spiritual act. And then these are the ways, various ways you can just support your baby. You're not doing anything for your wife, but you're doing it for your baby. You are getting emotionally and mentally connected to him when you do all these things. And you are making your bond stronger. This is one quote I have taken. One of the fathers said, instead of buying your children all the things you never had, you should teach them which you were never taught. Because materialistic things wears out, but knowledge stays throughout. So that is what is your responsibility. Along with the mother, you are the first educator of the baby. You are the person from him baby is going to learn anything. Because for your baby, everything is new. He is universally intelligent. He is in subconscious realm. But for this world, we have to teach him enough and more things. There are enough and more evidence that babies listen to you also. Definitely babies are continuously listening to their mother because they are inside their body. And throughout, he keeps on listening to the bowel sounds, heart sounds, and everything. But if you make a little extra effort, go near the tummy and speak to him, he is going to listen to you also. All the time. Enough and more stories are there. And baby can feel you in the energetic plane all the time. All the time. So whatever your feelings are in the office, in the house, with your mother, with your friends, whatever your feelings, baby can read your subconscious mind as well. At the time of birthing, you need to prepare yourself. We have got enough and more evidence. Even if father is roaming around outside, his oxytocin level also rises at the time of delivery. How it can be possible? It is happening in energetic plane only. You are not physically connected, right? At the time, wife is inside, father is roaming around outside, but still oxytocin level rises. Oxytocin is a love hormone. It helps. It helps the baby to come out fast. You need to go through relaxation sessions. There are enough and more of activities which we can do as a birth companion, which you will understand when you go for the classes. And that is the way you connect with your baby in a better sense. In the infancy, you can be a part of welcoming your baby. In the first 20 minutes, you can always keep on talking to your baby. Baby understands. Whatever you are talking, it is going into his hard disk. Whatever you are talking. Try to understand your baby, what he is trying to communicate to you. He has his own language. And you can educate him and her everything, whatever you are doing. Your baby is grasping all the facts and things from you. And if this is not enough, we need to program the subconscious mind. It is not reprogramming. We are creating. We are programming the subconscious mind, which is the operator system, which is the master of all the things which you people are doing now. Tomorrow, your father, your baby will say, these are the values we have inherited from my father. So if you want to give him the feeling of love, trust, respect for women, respect for your spouse, respect for your relatives and boss, respect for your companions, do it. Your child is going to learn from you. There are 7 rhythms of life, 7 domains of intelligence in which your baby is developing. And enhancing each domain through specific actions and plans should be your responsibility, because that constitutes the holistic education. When we say educating, it is not that you start teaching them ABCD 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that is just one aspect of the education. You need to teach them by your doings, by your feelings, by your thoughts. And if this is not enough, then do you know what is this? This is Chakravyuh, the most difficult military formation which Abhimanyu was taught. And who taught Abhimanyu? It was Arjuna, his father. So with that, I will conclude my talk. And that is what we understand in the physical as well as spiritual plane. What is your role? And now I'll conclude my talk and we are open for the questions. Thank you.
Ma'am, what is Garbhadhan?
Garbhadhan is first a milestone, first sanskara. If you look at our Sanatan Dharma or Indian culture, we have 16 sanskara. Sanskara is like milestones. When you finish one particular part of your activity or when you particular one phase of your life, to celebrate this, we say the sanskara is due. So there are total 16 sanskaras. Out of that, 9 sanskaras are during golden period, first 2 years only. And in the preconception phase, this is what Garbhadhan means, the act of conception itself, when the child gets conceived. So that has to be done in a different manner, like in the sense, in a sacred manner. There are different ways and we will not go into those details that in which way you should go, but the kind of emotions and feelings you have towards the conception, that time, they play a major role in inviting the spirit baby. So that is what is called as Garbhadhan Sanskara. I hope I answered you.
Yes, ma'am. So if we have to do that samskara for ourselves, how do we do it? How, I mean, I understood, but how?
Yeah, we will approach you personally and we will tell you.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Thank you.
There's a link in the chat box. You can just click that link and join that group. So we'll answer that questions in that group only.
Yeah.
Any more questions?
Ma'am, and you spoke about Arjuna being a very good father because he taught the Chakravyuha to Abhimanyu. But he should also have taught how to break it, right? After Abhimanyu, he has so much of time. Like even during his education, when he was training with the gurus, he could have taught it. Like
so we will we see this Abhimanyu effect is very big science. We just know it as a story only, okay? But there are many factors. See, as a pregnant couple or as a pregnant mother, you listen to so many things. Does everything go into your baby? Does the baby learn everything there is a science. The things done in a particular manner, particular protocol, particular feelings behind it, they go to your child in the subconscious mind. Okay. So probably in one of our upcoming workshops, we are going to discuss the Abhimanyu effect in greater detail. So I think you remain connected to us, and definitely you will get the answer to that. Nishiji, you are back?
Yes, Neetuji, thank you so much for the wonderful session. I just rushed back, and I think I would
So
just,
please add,
yeah,
we wanted your contributions really.
actually, I had actually gone for a delivery at this hour because the baby called me to deliver. And what I would like to add in this is, how the mother is supported with the presence of the father. It makes so much of a difference. When the husband is holding the hand of the wife during the process of birthing, uh, I guess at least 50% of the pain is gone, and how the mother starts uh, responding to the instructions of the doctor also entirely changes. So the most of the part you have already covered, Nituji, and that is fantastic. And I would also just like to add regarding this Abhimanyu effect that Arjuna actually did not know that this education has gone into the child. He was not entirely aware of the fact that the child has already learned the entry into the Chakravyuha, and that he is supposed to add on to the remaining part of the story to educate the child further. So, as Neetuji said, that there are so many factors affecting the transmission of education and information to the child. If you are aware of those factors, what goes into the child is going to be a conscious effort. But if you are not putting things consciously into the education of the child during the golden period, the child is learning so many things from the environment. That is why we emphasize constantly that please focus on the education of the child during the golden period, because if you do not give things consciously, the child is going to pick up from the environment and you will not know it. It will come out in the behavior of the child later on in the adult life. And then you will start thinking, where did this come from? Because so much is there in the environment. So the best is, whatever you have to do has to be a conscious effort right from the preconception. It should not be an accidental pregnancy. So many times I come across parents who have not actually planned pregnancy, and during the golden period, they are not giving a positive thought, but they are thinking of terminating the pregnancy. This thought has already gone into the subconscious of the child that my parents have not actually welcomed my arrival, and then over the period of time, maybe a month or so has passed, and then they continue with the pregnancy because sort of they have discussed with people and they have finally made up their mind to continue with the pregnancy. But can you imagine the situation that this much has already, for 1.5 months, the vibrations of an unwelcome child has already gone into the child, subconscious of the child. So we say that it has to start, the golden period starts in the preconception. Be very, very aware, be very, very focused when you have to conceive and how you have to conceive. So being in the consciousness and being in the process and being 100% into that conception is what is called as the Garbhadhan Sanskar. So there is a huge science behind it, and there is a lot that one can do during preconception, during the entire pregnancy, and of course during the infancy. So just be aware, just be conscious, and it is the process where both the partners are equally involved. The mother is physically carrying the baby, but the father is carrying the baby in the mind and in the heart. And the baby is so strongly connected because not only of the genetic, which the baby has got from the father, but because it's subconscious, this baby has chosen these parents because there is a subconscious matching of the father and mother with the template of the baby's subconscious. So the father's role is very immense, and this has to be really understood by the father in the first place and by the parents in all. So I guess I have put my point there, and if anything else, Neetu ji.
Ma'am, we
Nitya
keep
has,
reading about this in indigo children, like children born in like recent years. They have some upgraded DNA. That it is like a 3-strand. And how true is it, ma'am? And they are like more higher souls than us. How true is it, or is it like a myth, or is it just like another fancy word that is spreading?
Aparna, I am medically not aware of this indigo children because this does not look like a reality. In fact, what we see that 3 DNA, we call this child as an abnormal child. When we come across trisomies, that means 3 DNA instead of 2. So in our medical science, we consider this as abnormal. So I don't know. I'll have to work on this and I'll have to find out the details about the indigo children. So just give us some time. Maybe we'll be able to answer you in the next workshop. Unless Neetuji knows anything about it. Neetuji, you can go ahead and maybe if you have an idea, you can answer the.
no, I don't know about this indigo and 3 DNA, but I can tell you that I think there was a news in the newspaper that that 3-parent baby. And so they have tried to conceive the 3-parent baby in the sense that there is mother and father, definitely genetics is there, half of chromosomes, and mitochondrial DNA has been taken by some other parent. So they said it's a 3 DNA. Maybe it is a 3-parent child. But that is all different. They are not superior. They have been a kind of, I will say, that experiment to treat some rare genetic disorders. So that is what I understand by that. But definitely we will do the research and come back to you. I do not know medically. This much only I know about it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good
Nice
evening.
to have you.
Thank
Good
you.
evening, ma'am. Please
Good evening.
let
Good
us have your
evening.
views.
बहुत अच्छा सेशन था. कुछ बातें मैं मेरी ऑब्जर्वेशन है या मैंने पढ़ा भी हुआ है कि एक तो ये था कि जो अभिमन्यु इफेक्ट में जो उसने चक्रव्यूह में जाना सीखा था, लेकिन ये कहा जाता है कि अर्जुन डिस्क्राइब कर रहे थे अभिमन्यु उसका चक्रव्यूह में से निकलना कैसे है, तो उत्तरा जो है सो गई थी, तो इसलिए वो जो पोर्शन था वो अभिमन्यु वो उसके कान में नहीं गया, बच्चे के कान में, इसलिए वो चक्रव्यूह से बाहर निकलना नहीं सीखा. एक तो ये जो हमने पढ़ा था वो ये था. दूसरा ये था कि जब हमने प्लान किया कि प्रेगनेंसी हमें बच्चा चाहिए, तो जब हम जो एक्ट उस समय करते हैं, उस वक्त जो इमोशंस होते हैं वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, क्योंकि सेक्स तो होता है, सेक्स के आई मीन फ्रॉम यू नो इन अ डिफरेंट एस्पेक्ट, आप अलग तरीके से भी सेक्स कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जब बच्चे फॉर प्लेजर ऑल्सो यू कैन हैव सेक्स, बट जब बच्चे को प्लान करना है तो जो इमोशंस हैं वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. वो जो नीतू जी बता रहे थे वो उस टाइम के, इसलिए वो जरूरी है कि हम सेक्स जब कर रहे हैं तो वो हम प्लेजर के लिए कर रहे हैं या हम बच्चे को प्लान करने के लिए कर रहे हैं, तो वो बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट है. मैंने एक नॉवल पढ़ा ना, आई एम रियली सॉरी आई फॉरगेट द नेम, उसमें वो प्लान कर रहे थे कि हमें बच्चा कैसा चाहिए, तो वो दे वांटेड कि हमें बड़े फिजिकली स्ट्रांग बच्चे चाहिए, तो वो जो स्पर्म ला रहे थे वो फिजिकली स्ट्रांग आदमियों के ला रहे थे और उसको कर रहे थे, उसमें डाल रहे थे फीमेल में, ताकि जो बच्चा पैदा हो वो फिजिकली बहुत स्ट्रांग पैदा हो. तो आई थिंक दे वर प्लानिंग, दिस वाज अ novel I read about 10 years or maybe 15 years ago, and I don't remember the name. So all these things are going on, and I think this जो अपन सेशन कर रहे हैं उसको corroborate करता है, वो सारा वो stories जो हैं वो they are actually the scientific facts. I just wanted to add that to. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, absolutely true. Because we have examples of Abhimanyu, we have examples of Pandu, and we have examples of so many other historical characters. Why they were born in a particular way? It was because of the intention and the behavior and the emotions and the psychology of the mother and the father. How the mother reacted to the conception when the conception process was taking place, and how Pandu was born. He was born blind because the mother was really afraid, and she was shy of having this conception. There is a big story behind it, but this is an example which tells us that yes, the emotions of the father and mother directly translate into the baby. Not only the emotions, but also the physical aspect is also impacted by the emotions and the kind of in the kind of mind they have, mindset the parents have. So the novel that you have read is absolutely in match with the spiritual sciences. Whatever is being processed by the minds of the parents, both the parents, mother and the father, it gets directly translated to the baby. So this is absolutely true. And the evidence of this is so many historical characters. And one of them is the Abhimanyu effect. And as you rightly said that people must be knowing about the whole story of Abhimanyu. And there was a question that the father did not teach Abhimanyu how he could get out of the Chakravyuha. In fact, when Arjuna was telling the story, with the education he was giving to Subhadra, his wife, when she was pregnant with Abhimanyu, and the first part she took it because she was alert and awake, but the second part, how to come out of the Chakravyuha, Subhadra went to sleep, so the baby could not take that translation, and that is why. And in fact, this was, as Dr. Nishi said, that the father did not know that she went to sleep and he was going on with the story. So the baby learned just the half part and missed the another half part. And by the time he completed the story, he realized that his wife had gone to sleep. And he never knew that this could be a reality in his life. There is much more beyond what we put into the baby through our thoughts, feelings, and actions. It was not even known that this is going to be a reality of Abhimanyu in his lifetime. And it became a reality because this education was being transmitted to him. And it became a reality, and he was destined to die at a very early age of 17 years. So, what we are trying to explain is we need to be conscious at the level of emotions, psychology, and the physical environment. So this is what we are trying to understand through these examples, that how important, profound, and realistic. This is not hypothetical. This is absolutely realistic. Whatever we want out of our baby, we need to teach him consciously, right from the time day one. And the father is equally important. So thank you so much.
Ma'am, one more question. It is out of context of this webinar. Like, what is is mother's role only in the physical realm, not in the spiritual realm?
No,
No,
not at
I
all.
think this has been actually mother. It is considered that mother is the whole and sole responsible for everything that is being transmitted to the baby. So we just want to emphasize upon the fact that with the mother, the father has an equal role, not any less than the mother. Of course, everything comes down to both the parents. So this is not to give a information that it's only the father whose role is important. It is the important role of both the parents, and with where father's role is considered to be only at the physical realm, it doesn't finish at the physical realm. It is at the spiritual realm equally as the mother's role.
Mother's role is physical plus emotional, both responsibilities.
No, physical, emotional, I understood, but is there any spiritual significance of mother? I mean,
yes,
can mother have a bonding with the spirit guide?
Definitely. See, both the parents are equally responsible. In the spiritual realm, both the parents are equally responsible. They have their own qualities, they have their own role, which cannot be replaceable. by the other. Mother has her own role, mother has her own qualities which she has to give, and father has her own role which he needs to impart.
I think this has to be understood. अगर स्पर्म नहीं होगा तो बच्चा होगा नहीं, तो फादर का रोल तो है ही, लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल रोल तो दोनों का ही है. हमने तो ये टॉपिक आई थिंक आपने इसलिए चूज किया क्योंकि लोगों को अंडर एस्टिमेट किया गया है कि फादर का रोल तो कुछ होता ही नहीं. बट ये तो क्लियर है कि मदर का रोल सब में है, लेकिन जो भी मदर का रोल है उसमें सब में फादर का रोल उतना ही इम्पोर्टेंट है. ये इसलिए ये टॉपिक चूज किया है आपने. आई थिंक सो.
True, ma'am. Absolutely true. This is what we want to bring attention to the fathers, that they are also equally responsible, and their attention and their support is equally required. We have been understanding that it is just, as I just said in the beginning, that we understand that only the mother has to do everything now since she is pregnant. But it is not so. It is absolutely the partnership of both the parents right from the beginning till the end. We want to bring this attention to the fathers. And I think what I can see is so many fathers have joined us. They're already aware of their role in upbringing the child, in nurturing the child at the grassroots level. And they have understood, because people are understanding through many sources that the father's role is very important in nurturing the baby. So their presence over here in this session is itself indicative that yes, they have started understanding. It was an age-old concept that they had to do nothing now. They had to be free for another 2 years or 3 years. It is just the mother who is going to run around and bear everything. It is not so. If we need a generation that just as we want our parents to do for us, or we want our children to do for us, we need to behave in the same way at this point of time, at the time of golden period. If we want our children to be obedient, if we want their support in our old age, we need to nurture them in the way that they would be of help, of support to us in our old age. If we support them initially, we give them everything, all the emotional and psychological input, we will have the same in return when we are in need of it in our age when we need them. So that is what we want to try. We are trying to tell the fathers that contribute as much as you want, as much as contribution that you need in your life in future. So thank you.
एक कमेंट में आउट ऑफ कंटेक्स्ट कर दूं अगर परमिशन हो तो.
Of course, definitely, ma'am. Sure.
एम्पावरिंग वुमेन हम लोग बात करते हैं ना, मैं हमेशा कहती हूँ ये, एंड आई वांट टू टेक द अपॉर्चुनिटी टू स्पीक हियर आल्सो, दैट वी हैव टू एजुकेट मेन एज टू हाउ टू बिहेव टुवर्ड्स वुमेन. हम तो कहते हैं वुमेन को एजुकेट करो. वुमेन तो बॉर्न एजुकेटेड है, पैदाइशी उसको एजुकेटेड है वुमेन, लेकिन एजुकेट करना है तो पुरुष को करना है ताकि वो उसको मालूम हो कि महिला को हमको कैसे बिहेव करना है. This message I wanted to give. Thank you so much for that.
Again, it comes down to the nurturing, madam. The way we nurture our children, what we teach them, that both the partners are equally important. This is what they imbibe into their personality and into their emotions also. And this is how we build up the society in a positive direction. Because when the man starts understanding that he is also equally a contributor to whatever the woman is going through, so that brings that into the child, which is going to come by their efforts. So this is a transmission actually. So this is a very positive transmission.
Yeah, thank you for that, because that's what we want. We are trying to teach people that बचपन से सिखाओ, जब से पैदा हुआ है बच्चा गर्भ में आए तब से सिखाओ how to behave towards the other sex, because we don't know the child sex, so we tell how to behave towards the other sex. We have to tell them right when they are in our womb. So nice of
actually
you.
There has to be no discrimination. It is when we talk about equality, it is like no discrimination there, because the sex of the child should not actually affect what he or she is going to be in future. So there has to be a common education to whatever child comes into your life, and this has to inculcate right from the time of conception.
Yeah.
because it is our mind and it is our subconscious that the child is reading continuously. So whatever I'm thinking in my mind is going into my child, whether it is the father or it is the mother. And then when the child comes into the adult age, we start thinking that where did this child imbibe these qualities from? So it is actually our thought process, our emotions, our everything that is going into the child. So it has to be a very conscious effort in that sense.
Congratulations to your group for bringing out this topic, and I hope and I wish you all the best. Please continue. I hope more and more people join and understand this science behind bringing up a child. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
So if there are no more questions, I would just like to announce one thing, that next Saturday we will be going to have a session on the diet. Many times when the girls, they become pregnant, they have the biggest confusion, what should I eat and what should I not? So probably the next Saturday we are going to take up the nutrition in the holistic way. And Nishiji will agree with me. Nishiji,
yes,
are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
So we are going to have that session, and we expect all the people who are there to join us next Saturday. And if you have not joined our WhatsApp group, please join us, because we will be updating our upcoming sessions as well as the workshops in that group itself.
This will include spiritual nutrition also, I think.
Yes, ma'am. Holistic. Yes.
Holistic nutrition.
And those who have missed the previous sessions, they will be getting previous session in that group only. So stay connected and stay tuned with us. So I think we should wind up. Or any more questions from the participants? Lopamudra ma'am, do you want to say something?
हाँ मैम, अभी मालती मैम ने बोले कि फीमेल्स को सब कुछ पता होता है एंड फादर को अपग्रेड होना होता है, जबकि फीमेल्स को भी स्पिरिचुअलिटी कुछ पता नहीं है। वो सिर्फ यदि प्रेग्नेंट हो गई इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो माँ बन गई है।
I think you misunderstood me, Lopa.
अच्छा मुझे तो
what I'm saying is in context with, you know, people are saying कि औरत को एजुकेट करो, क्योंकि समाज में जो हो रहा है पुरुष और औरत के बीच में, तो औरत को ही एजुकेट करो. I think they have to educate men also, because they have, so that has to be learned in childhood or in the womb.
Okay, मतलब respect to females,
respect to other sex.
Okay.
Because you don't know whether your child is a boy or a girl. So respect to the other sex or to human beings. As
Okay.
That's what I meant, not ki spiritually.
Okay, sorry. हो सकता है मुझे समझने में गलत हो गया होगा.
So in fact, when we talk of reforming the society, when we talk of bringing changes in the society, and we have so many forums, we have so many societies, we have so many ways that this should be included. The curriculum in the school should be changed to nurture the children, to make them obedient, to be better citizens, better individuals and persons. I think if we work on this level at the golden period age level, I think we will be able to transform the face of the society at large. And this is our motive. This is what we are aiming at. We are training the fathers also and bringing this concept of spiritual education, how important it is and why things are going wrong, because our emotions are going wrong. As parents, we need to work on that. And as parents, we need to understand that what should be given to the child as spiritual food during the pregnancy and what should be avoided, how we need to behave as parents. So this is going to help the society to change totally.
Agreed. 100% agree.
Yes. So thank you all of you for participating and sparing your time over here. And we will be having much interesting sessions as we proceed further. The next Saturday, as Nituji said, that we'll be having a session on nutrition, what kind of nutrition a woman and woman or a mom to be should consume, spiritual and of course the real food, the physical food. So stay tuned and be with us, and we'll be putting it up in the WhatsApp group. So please follow the chats. And for today, it's Thank you so much, everyone. Looking forward to your connection in future also.
I just want to make a small statement. I was reading the chat, and there's this statement
Comment
from
from
Aditya
Aditya is
Pant.
very good. Yeah, comment from Aditya is very good.
Aditya Pant, but I will just want to add something that Aditya doesn't start from the third month, it starts from the preconception actually, because whatever, as we talked about the Garbhadan Sanskar, it is the preconception time which is very, very important. So please be conscious about that. And it starts at the time you have created an intention to parent a child. That means as soon as the intention to conceive has been created, it starts from that point of time. So you have to take it a little, in the what do you say, in the retrograde, that you have to take it into the preconception period. So because
Yeah, sure.
third month gets a little late. Third month of pregnancy is quite late. So start in the preconception time.
Yeah, sure, Isha ji. We have our recorded sessions also, and we'll provide you the recorded session in the group only. So please join the WhatsApp group that is in the chat box.
And we can also put this on the YouTube, on our Vardhan YouTube. So you can receive the recordings from there also.
I'm just sharing the link again, and you can join the group. Anything else anybody wants to ask, then please. Suniti Chauhan, do you want to ask something?
Yeah, I think we'll wind up the session. No more questions.
Okay.
So good night, everyone, and have a peaceful sleep. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone. Good
Thank
evening,
you,
everyone.
Nidhi.
Take care.
Good night.
Thank you,
Good
ma'am.
night,
Thank
everyone.
you, Vardhan.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thanks a lot. Please check the link. Yeah, if you want the recorded session, please join the link, ma'am. I've shared in the chat box. We'll definitely share all the recorded session in the group only. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining. Bye-bye. Good night.